Hello my beautiful friends. Today I am so excited to be filming my new October Cozy Mystery release video. I film one of these each month. If you like cozy mysteries, definitely hit subscribe. Today I'll be going over 25 new releases that will be coming out in October 2025. So let's go ahead and hop into the first book. The first book is a brand new series. It's a Books on the Beach mystery series by Allison, Brook, and this is called Death on Dickens Island. It's releasing on October 21st, 2025. Our main character is Delilah Dickens. She is a divorced sleuth in her 30s, and she's come home to Dickens Island, which is a small island in the Long Island Sound, after a 12-year stint in Manhattan. She's looking forward to helping her father revitalize the general store that the family owns, as well as curating a small book nook. Most importantly, she wants to reunite with her 15-year-old son. But Dickens Island isn't the peaceful town Delilah remembers, and she might be in more danger here than she ever was in the big city. Delilah's aunt and uncle, both prominent community leaders, are at odds over the sale of a farm and its future use. This has created friction not only in their marriage but amongst the citizens of the town. When a young woman new to the town council and friendly with Brad is found murdered, everything escalates and reaches a new boiling point. With her aunt and uncle both suspects in the case and at each other's throats, the townspeople start to take sides. When the ghost of her grandmother visits her, Delilah learns how past events have impacted the present, and it's up to her to expose the farm's secrets in order to catch a murderer and restore peace to her beloved island. I've really enjoyed Allison Brook's Haunted Library Mystery Series, and this one has such a fun premise. I can't wait to read it. Next, we have one by Gigi Pandian. This is coming out on October 7th, and this is part of her Accidental Alchemist Mystery Series. It's book 9 in the series, and it's called A Gargoyle's Guide to Murder, and it features a vanished body, a deadly bookshop, and a country house party full of suspects. So this one has such an interesting premise. It is kind of supernatural. Our main character is Zoe Faust. She's an alchemist who lives in Portland, Oregon, and she has a gargoyle sidekick named Dorian, which I love. I love Dorian so much. And in this one, they actually travel from Oregon to England. There's some kind of magical book in England that they're going to examine, but before they can examine the book, Dorian stumbles upon a body. When he takes Zoe to the scene of the crime, the body is gone. It's vanished. There's no sign of it. And then this body is found among these arsenic-laced books. And this person isn't a stranger. They're actually connected to the vanishing crime scene. There's some kind of country party with bibliophiles, like Agatha Christie scholars and stuff like that. I am so excited. I can't wait to continue this series. Next, we have book 8 from the Year-Round Christmas series by Vicki Delany coming out. This is called Oh Deadly Night, and it's coming out on October 14th. This takes place in Rudolph, New York, and there is a December Santa Claus parade. In this one, we have our main character, Mary Wilkinson, who is this owner of like a Christmas shop. She sells like ornaments and different like figurines and gifts that artists have made in the area. And in this one, she's participating in this beautiful December Santa parade. She's going to be making her parade float like a Santa's workshop kind of thing with elves. And she asks her neighbor to help, but Miss D'Angelo doesn't show up, and she's really worried about that. She finds out it's because her new neighbors are moving in and something kind of went wrong with that. But there starts to be this kind of weird things happening with the new neighbors, and then her neighbor, Miss D'Angelo, disappears. So Mary is on the case, and she needs to solve it before Christmas, I'm sure. This one, I can't wait to continue the series. It's such a fun Christmassy series, gives me all the cozy vibes. Next, we have Death by Java, and this is a bookstore cafe mystery, book 14 in the series by Erickson, and it's coming out on the 28th. Our main character is Chrissy Hancock, and she has a bookstore cafe in Pine Hills, Ohio. But in this one, she's actually visiting family in California. So she returns to her hometown, and she actually gets to see a store called Death by Java. She soon realizes the name belongs to a copycat business run by her mean girl high school rival, Valerie. It may not be grounds for a lawsuit, but when they stop in and witness a bitter argument with a health inspector, the whole scene leaves a bad taste in Chrissy's mouth. Valerie has even imitated Death by Coffee's resident feline, except this one is a hissing stray who's more likely to terrorize customers than delight them. Despite her irritation, Chrissy finds herself trying to help the hapless Valerie. But her old classmate needs a different kind of help when the health inspector is found dead on the premises. As Chrissy's boyfriend cozies up to local law enforcement, she collects a carafe of clues drip by drip. This is a series that looks like so much fun. I really need to check it out. Love the cat on the cover. Coming out on October 28th by Mindy Quigley, we have At Death's Door, a deep dish mystery, book 5 in the series. And this is a Valentine's Day cozy taking place in the ritzy lakeside resort town of Geneva Bay, Wisconsin. So I really love this one. Our main character is Delilah O'Leary. She owns this pizza shop, and it's such a fun town. This town has like a mobster history to it, and her boyfriend is actually the sheriff and like Al Capone's grandson, I want to say. And in this one, there's some kind of centuries-old case that gets dug up, and they're hunting down clues that actually have to do with his forefather, which is really interesting. So Delilah and him are trying to figure out these clues to find like a priceless treasure or maybe a deadly trap. Who knows? Also, Butterball the cat on the cover, he's one of my favorite feline or any type of sidekicks in any cozy mystery series ever. I want a Butterball. He is so cute. Next we have one by Tyora Moody. This is part of the Joss Miller mystery series, which I'm caught up on and I cannot wait for this book. This is book 4 in the series. It's called Steamy Espresso Secrets and it's releasing on the 28th. Our main character in this is Joss Miller. She is a barista and true crime podcaster who specifically delves into cold cases. I think her podcast is called like Cold Justice. And in this one, her brother arrives in town and he seems to be keeping some kind of secret from her. And her boyfriend, who's a detective, also seems to know about the secret, but they won't say a word to her. At the same time, she's also delving into this cold case for her podcast. You get to read transcripts from the podcast, which I love. I feel like so few cozy mysteries have mixed media in it, so I always get really excited when I see that. And in this one, she's trying to solve this 2-year-old cold case about this gifted street photographer who died under mysterious circumstances. So she's trying to figure out what her brother and then her boyfriend are keeping from her and make this podcast episode and delve into the secrets of this cold case. I cannot wait for this. I loved the first 3 books in the series. Cannot wait for book 4. Coming out on October 15th, we have a new release from Tonya Kappe. This is part of her Killer Coffee series. It's book 18 in the series. It's called Brewing Up Bones, and it is a fall cozy set in Connecticut. So the main character in this is Roxy Bloom. She owns a coffee shop. She's also a former lawyer. And in this one, there's some kind of fall festival and this influencer is found dead in a body of water, which is especially odd because this influencer had a strong fear of water. So it's unlikely she like drowned like going swimming or something like that. So the whole town is suspicious and one of her baristas is actually a suspect in this because her distinctive purple scarf is found at the scene of the crime. So Roxy gets involved trying to solve this with the help of her loyal schnauzer and her aunt and the town's gossip columnist. There's also this burner phone that's found and there's like these rival influencers who could have had something to do with it. This is a series that's on my radar. I have to start this series. I have to. It looks so good. Next, we have one from a series I personally love and can't wait to read more of, and that is the Cat Bookmobile Mystery Series by Laurie. This is called Book 'em Eddie, and it's book 13 in the series, releasing on October 7th. This one features our main character, Minnie, who is a librarian who runs this bookmobile. And she has a rescue cat named Eddie who comes on the bookmobile route with her. She has this new adult center she'll be stopping by. There's also these homes she's curious about that were owned by twins. And when she's on her route, Eddie actually escapes from the bookmobile, runs into the woods, and finds a woman who's been struck down by an arrow. Minnie dials 911 even though she thinks it's too late, but she tries to get the woman help. And the police kind of write it off as a hunting accident, but Minnie thinks otherwise. So Minnie gets involved in investigating this mystery. I love Eddie and Minnie in the bookmobile. Such a good series. If you like cats or bookish themes, check it out. By J.A. Whitting, we have Fatal Fortune, a Claire Rowlands mystery. It's book 17 in the series, and it's coming out on the 2nd. Our main character is Claire, and she's a baker and amateur sleuth, and she agrees to judge a cooking competition at this historic cider mill farm near Lexington, Massachusetts. She expects pumpkin pies and autumn treats, not murder. After a contestant collapses during a cooking demonstration, Claire's intuition kicks in with unsettling visions of a colonial woman desperately trying to communicate across centuries. As Claire and her best friend and their business partner Robbie investigate, they discover a link to a 250-year-old diary containing recipes for both healing remedies and deadly poisons, which leads to a tangled web of family secrets, threatened heritage, and desperate measures. So with the help of her corgis and the detective, Claire and her friends race to solve both the colonial mystery and the modern murder before the killer strikes again. So this is a cozy mystery with a historical twist. It takes place during the fall and it features corgis. What else do we need? I don't know. For those of you that like a witchy cozy, we have one by Angela M. Sanders, which is a Witch Way librarian mystery. It's coming out on October 28th and it's book 7. Our main character is a local librarian in Oregon. Her name is Josie and her magical abilities are on the fritz. Her life is on the fritz. She's recently told her boyfriend she's a witch, which didn't go over super well, as one might expect. There's something that's kind of interrupting her ability to connect with books. There's some kind of bad energy, and then she finds a body, but when she calls the police to come, the body vanishes, even though all the doors and windows are still locked. I love a locked room mystery like that. It sounds so intriguing. Can't wait to read more of the series this fall. I love the covers for this one too. It's so cute. By Ellery Adams, we have a new one from The Secret Book and Scone Society. This is book 8 in the series. It's called The Tattered Cover and it's releasing on the 28th. Our main character in this is Nora Pennington. She runs Miracle Books and it's in Miracle Springs, North Carolina. The residents of this town are really excited. They're picking their costumes, planning parties, they're getting excited for a night of trick-or-treats, and Nora joins in on the festivities by hosting a medium, Laura, at her bookstore. Charismatic and compelling, Laura mesmerizes the audience with her life story. She was struck by a bolt of lightning as a child and she was pronounced dead only to be resurrected with the ability to connect with those on the other side. And Laura performs a reading for a select group of bookstore patrons when the encroaching storm knocks out the power. In the darkness, Laura clutches her heart, collapsing dead without warning. But Nora doesn't believe she died of natural causes. Not one member of the psychic's reading group, which includes the town's widower pharmacist, an urgent care nurse, a mystery author, and even a deputy, were admirers of Laura. Nora confirms this when she stumbles upon Laura's journal in the aftermath of her death. In its leathery bound pages are the medium and her client's deepest and darkest secrets written in code. So now Nora and the Secret Book and Scone Society must sift through the suspects and their motives to uncover which one of them is a killer before he or she strikes again. Oh, I love the premise for this. Super spooky, fun Halloween vibes. I love it. By Kathi Daley, we have The Inn at Holiday Bay, Trouble in the Turkey Truck. This is book 36 in the series and it's coming out on October 28th. It takes place in a charming seaside town and this is an autumn cozy. Our main character in this is Abby. She runs this quaint seaside inn in Maine and she's really healing her heart in this cozy town. It sounds like a place where a lot of people seek refuge. She goes with some family to this event and they find something a little more interesting than turkeys in the turkey truck. I'm assuming a body, maybe? I don't know. And there's also a lot of personal subplots they're exploring during this one. This series keeps coming out in rapid fire, so if you're looking for a series that's constantly coming out, this is a good one to check out. By Kim Griswell, we have a new release in the Pacific Northwest Cozy Mystery. This is book 2, and it's called Death in the Haunted Wood. It's releasing on the 2nd. This is an Oregon cozy mystery. Our main character is a writer named Safi, and she is hoping a little road trip will help inspire her. She doesn't expect her autumn getaway to take a chilling turn when this aging horror star Malcolm starts to host this like kind of Halloween horror event, it sounds like. They've just opened this forgotten theme park called the Haunted Wood, and he also reveals to her that he's been receiving these vintage postcards with threats that continue to escalate. There's an approaching Halloween spooktacular, and Safi finds herself under a lot of pressure to help Malcolm out, to uncover what's going on with these postcards, and to hopefully make this not her last fall season. This one sounds really good and really spooky and eerie for this season. This next one has the best premise. It's called The Granny PIs and the Case of the Stolen Dead Fish. This is a Widow Islands mystery, book 1 in the series by Julia Clemens, and it's releasing on October 21st. So each of the women in this are inexperienced. They're probably too old to be doing this, but do they have any other choice? No. Here's what I'm gonna read these or I'm not gonna get it straight. We have Grace, who lost the job she needed. Eva blew up her marriage, and Mina was left behind by her only family, and Samantha found her murdered husband in his mistress' bed. So all of them have had a lot going on recently, but what takes it to the next level is when all of them get messenger pigeons from this eccentric, wealthy person asking them for help with the PI like investigation. So they go to this eccentric billionaire's island, having no idea what the job is, what's going on, only to find out that this person wants them to join her private investigative firm. And all of them are like, oh, okay, like I didn't expect that, don't know what we're doing, okay, I don't really have a choice, let's do it. And the first case they get is the case of the stolen dead fish, and they're convinced that their benefactor is off her rocker, basically. That's how it's summed up. So this one just sounds like a very humorous, fun ragtag team, which I love, so I had to include this. I mean, come on, what a fun concept. Coming out on October 28th by Carol J. Perry, we have a new Witch City mystery. This is book 15 in the series, and it's called Sugar and Spite. It takes place in Salem, Massachusetts, and this is a Halloween cozy. So our main character in this is Lee, and she is this like psychic program, like TV like host, something along those lines. This does have some supernatural vibes in it, and in this one for Halloween, she's doing a profile on this chocolate shop in town. So she's visiting and she's learning about the process of making it, the traditions, the Salem like aspect and like kind of the spooky vibes there, and you know, adding to the chocolate, I'm sure, but she doesn't expect to find the ex-husband's dead body on the premises, and this kicks off her mystery. She's also dealing with something of her own because she's actually pregnant right now, which has some benefits. It stops some of the haunted visions that she's had since childhood, but it also puts her maybe at a little bit more risk, and there also seems to be a lot of people who could have wanted this man dead, so she gets involved in the case. I have to start this series next month. I have to. By Joanne Fluke, we have Pumpkin Chiffon Pie Murder. This is a new Hannah Swenson mystery. It's book 30 in the series, and it's coming out on the 28th. This does take place during autumn in Lake Eden, Minnesota, and this features the Harvest Festival, which sends the cookie jar into pumpkin spice mania. Hannah splits her focus between scrumptious treats and sharing her tiny condo with new roommates, Norman and his cat Cuddles. It's an awkward but necessary solution after Norman's dream farmhouse burned down over the summer. No one has a clue about the arsonist, the body found among the ruins, or the old class ring from a local high school partially melted by the flames. But when a celebration leads to the discovery of another murdered graduate, Hannah realizes someone might be seeking violent revenge against former classmates, and she must figure out who is doing this. With the help of her family, it's on Hannah, and she becomes a makeshift event planner to arrange an all-class alumni party at the school gym and tempt a vicious killer out of hiding. But can she do this without blowing her cover and catching the killer? We're gonna find out. Next, we have a literary dining mystery series. This is by Daryl Wood Gerber. It's called Murder by the Millions, and it's coming out on the 28th. This takes place in Asheville, North Carolina, which is a mountain community. So Allie is a caterer and personal chef. She specializes in literary events for clients, and in this one she's doing a Great Gatsby inspired event for a local bookseller. Even the bookseller's prickly sister is on board with this. Like, everyone's excited, even her cat. She's got a tuxedo cat, so I mean, he is ready for this. Then this man comes into town, and he's a charismatic developer looking to create a mall in like the Main Street area, which Allie's not very excited about, but she meets with him, and she does find him to actually be very likable. But when she's supposed to meet with him again, she actually finds his body, and one of her personal belongings is found at the scene of the crime, making her a suspect in this. So she is back in the middle of another crime scene, and the police are looking at her as a suspect, and she's got to clear her name with the help of her cat, I'm sure. Coming out on October 14th, we have a new Meg Lanslow mystery series. This is book 38 in the series by Donna Andrews. It's called Five Golden Wings. In this one, Meg has two cousins who are getting married on the same day, approaching Christmas, in the same building, and they're mortal enemies. They're continuously trying to one-up each other. She's trying to be a peacemaker, and then one of the photographers for the wedding is found murdered, and that just escalates everything, especially because that photographer was known for flirting with like the bridesmaids, the brides even. Maybe there's something going on there. The photographer was also taking these candid, very unflattering pictures. This person didn't sound like a very nice person, you know, so a lot of people could have wanted them dead, and Meg gets involved trying to keep the peace and solve this mystery before Christmas, and so her cousins can get married. By Colleen Cambridge, we have a historical mystery. This is Two Truths and a Murder, a Philydia Bright mystery series. It's book 5 in the series, and it's releasing on October 28th. This features Philydia Bright, who is an amateur sleuth and trusted housekeeper to Agatha Christie. So Agatha Christie is actually away working on Murder on the Orient Express, but Philydia finds her sleuthing services in high demand, and this woman invites her to a dinner party to observe her husband, who she suspects might be cheating on her. And they play this party game called Two Truths and a Lie, and one of the guests claims to have witnessed a murder as one of their truths. Which is a little eerie, a little ominous. The next morning, Philydia finds out that one of the guests was actually run over the night before, and she starts to dig into this murder investigation. This one's definitely on my radar. I love the idea of the main character being a housekeeper, an amateur sleuth, and Agatha Christie being in there. I'm like, absolutely. Coming out on October 7th, we have a new Shady Hollow mystery. It's book 6 in the series called Mockingbird Court, and this one does take place in the autumn during the annual Harvest Festival. This one involves Vera and her friends. Vera, I think, is like a fox, and a reporter. This is like an animal. The main characters are animals in this one, so there's a bit of whimsy. And they are preparing for this annual Harvest Festival. Very exciting, until this wolf comes into town, who is a very well-known author, and he's trying to blend in, but it's not working. And then the police come in because they find a body at his penthouse, and he insists he had nothing to do with it. So Vera and her friends get involved trying to figure out what actually happened. Did this wolf, author have anything to do with this murder? Was it someone else trying to frame him? What's going on? Coming out on October 21st, we have one I've read on ARC and it was so good. That is A Wonderful Christmas Crime by Jacqueline Frost. This is the 6th book in the Christmas Tree Farm mystery series, and our main character is an innkeeper named Holly White. Our main character is Holly, and she's an innkeeper in Mistletoe, Maine, which is just such a it's like the best, it's my favorite Christmas cozy series. It is. I love it so much. Anyways, in this one she's actually expecting and she's trying to stay out of trouble. She's promised her husband Evan she would stay out of trouble, with mixed results. And he's gotten her these tickets to a dinner which will help with some of her cravings, give her something to do. While there, an antique ornament is actually like stolen, and she later stumbles across a body which Evan isn't very pleased about. She promises not to get involved with the sleuthing, but she uses some of her friends to help her hunt down some clues so she can, sleuth from afar basically. So she's getting creative and she's gonna figure this out one way or another. This is the ultimate Christmas cozy series in my opinion. I love it so much. By E. Hazard, we have A Donut to Die For. This is a New Zealand small town cozy mystery. This is book 2 in the Velvet Scone Mysteries, and it's coming out on the 21st. Our main character is Tasman Blake. She's a former investigative journalist who's opened this bakery, and she thought this would bring more peace and quiet into her life. Not so much. The rival gastropub's owner drops dead after eating a donut, and her mentor Iris is actually the prime suspect, so she gets involved trying to solve the case to clear her mentor's name. She's trying to figure out these stolen letters, mysterious break-ins, she's trying to find like stolen recipes. There's a whole lot going on. I haven't heard of this series before. Let me know if you guys have, but it looks really cute, and I like that it takes place in New Zealand, which is somewhere we don't see a lot of cozy set. Coming out on October 14th by David Rosenfeld, we have an Andy Carpenter novel, book 32 in the series, and To All a Good Bite. Our main character is a reluctant lawyer, Andy Carpenter, and he can't wait for Christmas. He's not big on the season unless it's football season, but he's excited to watch the games, relax. But then there's a murder related to an old case in Paterson, New Jersey, and he puts his games on pause. 2 years ago, a gas leak in an office building led to a tragic explosion that killed 7 people. Jeff was there to pick up his girlfriend and ran into the building to help, and he heard the barking of a dog, Rufus, and was able to save him. The pup was the only survivor, and Jeff was named a hero. Initially, Rufus went to the Terror Foundation since his owner had died in the accident, but Andy met Jeff and liked him, respecting his courage, and allowed him to adopt Rufus. Since then, Jeff and Rufus have formed an unbreakable bond. But the accident never sat right with Jeff. He believes one of the building owners is responsible for the tragedy, and that owner has been murdered, so Jeff is arrested for the crime. Rufus is left with Jeff's sister, who begs Andy to take the case, and Andy remembered Jeff's tremendous bravery, and with the lingering Christmas spirit decides to help reunite the two. This is supposed to be a great one with humor and hijinks, and obviously lots of dogs and animal references if you enjoy that. Last but not least, we have one by Leslie Langtree. This is called Miss Butterpig Murder, a Mary Rath mystery, book 37 in the series. It's releasing on the 21st. Our main character is an ex-CIA agent turned Girl Scout leader, and Mary is our main character. She is really excited because there's this middle school girl pageant for Miss Butterpig coming into town, and she's, Girl Scout leader. She's got lots of middle school girls, and a lot of them are coming out of the woodwork and like coming, they're normally very shy, but now they're coming out of the woodwork to actually participate, which she's excited for. She's going to be one of the judges. And unfortunately, a pageant mom is found murdered and she gets involved in this case. This series is definitely on my radar. I have to start it. I've heard it's really funny and it just sounds like a hoot. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you guys found some new ones to look forward to. Please let me know which new releases are you most excited for. Give me your top 3 if you can, and let me know if I missed any that are coming out next month that you're super excited for. I'll leave my top 3 down below in a comment. Thank you again for watching. If you enjoy cozy mysteries, I hope you'll hit subscribe. I talk about them pretty much every week on my channel. Anything in the mystery genre is what I cover here. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!